Hello everyone, today I have three little tips for anybody that wants to get into pocket knives, whether you want to collect or you want to be an enthusiast, whatever it may be. These are three things that you should know when you start this journey. Number one is it can be financially exhausting. Um, Knives, everybody knows that you can get a knife for 30 bucks, 20 bucks, 10 bucks even. And a lot of the times, if you don't know where you're buying from or who you're buying from, you are going to get crap. And that is the truth. If you get a knife from a gas station, I mean, it might look cool, but it's not going to do much good for you. So, then you get into the more expensive knives, which, yeah, they can be cool, but you can also pay a lot of money for a lot of crap. And so, what I recommend you do is first off, do your research and then see where to put your money. For a lot of years, I actually enjoyed this Opinel. This is an Opinel number 7. I paid like 10 bucks for this many years ago. It's got that carbon steel blade, wood handle, and it has this little very simple lock in there. So if you're camping or hiking or whatever, this is a great meal prep blade. And super cheap, really fun. I actually still enjoy this one quite a bit. This is kind of where I started many years ago. Another budget knife would be this Callisto. This is our offering. You get micarta, you get 154 cm titanium clip and backspacer for 89 bucks. There is absolutely nothing wrong with this thing. It is dead center. Fit and finish is awesome. Tolerances are great. So, great knife for the money. Vostede also has some crazy good offerings. Um, you know, that are under $100, and a lot of people even like to start with something like a Tenacious, which is again one of those knives that I got when I was starting. This was like $40 when I started. Right now it's a little more expensive. I think it's like between 60 and 70 bucks. For the money, you're not getting a great return. It's just not a really good steel, and you get G10 as well, and so not a ton of return for the money. You're paying a lot for the brand name nowadays, but for 40 bucks back when I started collecting, it was pretty decent. So yeah, um, just know that you can enjoy this hobby without having to spend thousands of dollars. Also, talking about the financial part, you're gonna have to think about maintenance. I mean, you are gonna have to sharpen those blades once in a while. You're gonna have to get your equipment for like torque screws and drivers for adjusting your knives, uh, lube for your pivots. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it that will cost you money as well. So, not to scare anybody off, but that is just the truth of this hobby. Number two is don't follow the hype. Spyderco, for example, has done a ton of sprint runs. Basically, they grab a model, they make it a little special somewhere, somehow, and they sell it under a minute. They say this knife is going to release this day at this time, and then once the knife drops, it is sold out under a minute. And then you see those people that bought the knife selling it on the secondary market for twice or even three times the price. Never ever do that. A lot of people think, I'm going to get this as an investment, I'm going to sell it 2 or 3 years down the road, and the truth is you're not. You might forget, and also hypes do die down, so it's a good way to lose money if you're looking at knives as an investment. They can be an investment, but you have to do it smart, and typically following the hype is not the way to do it. So that's number two. Unless you're following a hype that has been alive for a long time, and the price is right. If the price is like a little bit under retail, sure, consider it. But if you're going to be paying quite a bit over retail, definitely not. It's not a good call. And then number three would be get yourself covered for every situation. So get yourself an EDC knife, a bitter knife, a travel knife, and a fancy knife. So for example, an EDC knife would be this Callisto right here, gray blade, 154 cm. You got nice materials, and it's 3 inches, so it's a good size for EDC. No issues here. A bitter knife would be something that is a little cheap, $50, $60 when you're starting is a good amount. for like a beater, something that you won't feel bad just using the living crap out of it. This would be a great one. Even the Tenacious can be considered a good one as a beater. It's got that size, it's got that nice G10, so you can beat the crap out of this if you are, doing some sort of hard task with it. You're not gonna feel bad, and based on price, it's not gonna be hard to replace if you break it. A travel knife, I consider them to be like under 3 inches. So if you go to a state or a place where you need to have a knife under 3 inches because of regulations, this might be a good way, like a good option for you. And I think that everybody should have a knife under 3 inches for traveling. So I have that one, and I have a bunch more. I have here this Vosti Mini Nightshade. Again, super sweet knife with a nice little blade. And then get yourself something fancy like this Kaiser Feist. This is a good example, something that I would definitely carry to a fancy dinner, to a wedding or whatever, This could be also a great gentleman knife. It's the Fornax. This is our offering. Titanium looks sick on those fancy occasions, so definitely go with titanium or carbon fiber. And then you have like even this Leon Ma would be a good one to take. If that clip right there would look really nice, it wouldn't be too prominent in the pocket in those different occasions. So those are 3 little tips from me. Go ahead and leave your tips in the comments, and we'll see you later.